CBD to jointly raise issues of service delivery, starting from the 1 million houses that were promised to the residents of Alex at some point, all the way up to issues of hijacked buildings and living conditions in the CBD, issues that are affecting hostel dwellers in Madala Hostel, the hostels of the Johannesburg CBD, your Denver, your GP, your Josh Koch, etc. So tomorrow we will be marching to the Prima's office and also to the office of the Mayor of Johannesburg to deliver memorandums to them. Yes.
The memorandum chalina di ring, di nyakwa chalina ki in.
Well, it's a range of issues. It starts from, let's start with Gauteng province, the politicization of job opportunities via NASISPAN. That is number one. And then secondly, we're also going to be dealing with issues of housing because it is a competence of the Gauteng provincial government. With the city of Johannesburg, we'll be raising a number of issues as well, including the fact that we are aware that the cleaning efforts in and around Johannesburg and some townships in the CBD were largely under pressure due to us hosting the G20 summit. It's been more than 2 decades. Residents of Johannesburg are complaining about these conditions. Nothing much has been done. So today we're seeing this rapid enforcement of bylaws, primarily because we're under pressure to host people of the world and give a false impression that everything is going well in the city of Johannesburg and Gauteng.
Why now? Why much now?
Well, people of South Africa have been marching, to be honest, but this time around we are indeed taking advantage of the fact that we want to raise these issues and bring them to the attention of the people of the African continent and the world. You can go to any place where there's a gathering of world leaders, whether it's in New York, outside the UN headquarters, or whether it's outside the European Union headquarters. There is always interest groups that are there to raise awareness to the world leaders, to say to them, as you go in there to have your discussions, do bear in mind that there are certain socio-economic factors which are affecting our people. There's GBV, our women are dying. We've got issues of crime. South Africa has the largest prison population in the African continent. It cannot be normal. We want to take advantage and raise issues also to highlight the fact that yes, indeed, South Africa is the first and only African member state of the G20. And it is the first time that it has an African head of state as its leader. And it is the first time that it is hosted in the African continent. But there are issues that are plaguing Africa.
All right. G20 Social Summit, Udi highlighted those issues, those social issues. And one of the things that he said was they are going to classify gender-based violence as a national crisis. Other issues. What do you say about that?
Well, look, the issues of gender equality, peace and justice are part and parcel of the 17 strategic development goals, UN Vision 2020, to which the G20 is a custodian of. So what we need to look at is the fact that how far is South Africa from achieving these objectives? What role are these countries that are part of the G20, some of them, are playing towards making sure that developing countries actually do not have the means to achieve these objectives? Looking at the role of Western countries in conflicts across Africa. But to domesticate the matter and bring it to South Africa in particular, it's also very important that we then analyze as to the extent of poverty, unemployment under the current coalition government of the GNU. And then it's then important for us to then look at South Africa's performance towards achieving the strategic development goals. Yes, the president can say what he says, but we need to match his words with action.
All right. Saturday, 22nd, you'll be picketing outside Nasrec, right?
Correct.
Tell us about that. What is your plan?
Yes, we've mobilized our communities and members and all structures of Umkhonto we Sizwe Party in Johannesburg to picket. The intention of a picket at all times, a picket is not to disrupt. A picket is not to cause any anarchy, but a picket is to raise awareness and bring to the attention of the world certain issues that we feel are of importance. So our plan is to meet and gather at 10 a.m. Ideally, we had wanted to meet outside the Sasol garage, just opposite Nasrec, but law enforcement is dictating that would be 1 kilometer away.
Okay.
Not only to Umkhonto we Sizwe, to be honest, even other organizations that would be picketing. But our intention with this picket is to bring to the attention of the world the underlying issues of the African continent and that of the Republic of South Africa.
Do you think they are not aware of those issues that you said, radicalism?
Well, so by the looks of things, it's like it's either they are not aware or they are aware and ignoring us. It's one of the two. Because when we analyze practical solutions to say, here's a problem of gender-based violence, here are the problems of inequality and poverty, here are the challenges of the real capture of our state. But seemingly all of these issues are just being dealt with a pinch of salt. So what we're then trying to bring to the attention of the people of the world is that, look, as much as it sounds progressive, that the Republic of South Africa happens to be this shining star in the African continent, the only member of G20, but South Africa is no exception to the problems of the rest of the African continent.
All right. And